casser les couilles. Eh bien, salut à tous et bienvenue
I
pour...
love these.
Ok.
Et nous revoici, toujours en compagnie de Chichi, et Gaël nous a rejoint.
Salut à tous.
Bonsoir, Gaël.
Et Gaëlle, on précise, hein, c'est pas un fond vert, hein, elle est vraiment là.
Ouais, Salut Gaël, ça va?
Margaritas. Pour une
Oh
fois,
là
je-
là là là.
Alors, par contre, on t'entend un peu de loin.
Ah, c'est mieux?
Oui,
Alright,
c'est
you
bien,
make
voilà.
me,
Approche-toi,
you make me so
approche-toi.
jealous with this wine. I'm not gonna lie.
Ah,
I would love to be joining so bad right now.
avec nous ce soir, c'est Robert Kuhn. Bonsoir, Robert.
How's it going, buddy?
Non, you have to say it in French.
Oh, I'm sorry. Fuck, I didn't even know what that means. Can you repeat that slowly?
No, you have to say it in French.
You said it perfectly.
Said it.
Bonjour tout le monde, right?
Oui.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
I tried to practice for like an hour before. Try to get a
That
couple
was
words
really good.
down. Yeah, well,
Euh,
Felix.
Gaël, vas-y, présente-nous un petit peu Robert.
Oui, ce soir, donc c'est Robert Kuhn qui est donc un joueur bien connu sur le circuit américain. Il vient de gagner son premier bracelet cet été. Il avait déjà fait beaucoup de places de table finale, etc. Il a environ 6 millions de gains live et online. Et c'est aussi le créateur de Elite Poker Coaching, qui a des coachs comme Tim Reilly, par exemple, qu'on avait interviewé,
Oui.
ainsi que d'autres coachs. Et donc voilà, c'est le créateur du site et le coach principal. Et il vit en ce moment à Playa del Carmen. Donc,
Non, c'est ton voisin.
Attends,
oui.
t'es à Playa del Carmen là encore?
Yeah, no, I'm right next to it. Dans un autre hôtel, mais à côté de
Un
Playa del
hôtel. La
Carmen.
meuf, elle vit dans des
Elle
hôtels.
vit, mais c'est ça, mon gars, la vie de star, c'est ça. C'est ça.
So I was presenting you briefly. So as I said, you already have a long career behind you. You're playing poker for more than 10 years. But this summer you had your first WSOP bracelet. You won even three. It was a $400 for like more than.
The first person to do it on Twitch. That was the more important thing. I wanted to.
It was a really long Twitch session. So
yeah, that was a wild one.
The most important accomplishment of your career, or no?
It was probably the most. It was very important, right? Like I put myself in those situations like several times. I had quite a good WSOP. I made a couple final tables. I was player of the year for like 28 out of the 30 days, and it was the more intense thing is when you're actually doing it on stream in front of 2,000 people, and you just have to zone that out and just play your best game. And I was playing like a 60-year-old man heads up who I couldn't find. He was the only person at the FT I couldn't get any reads on. And he played this very, very bizarre strategy. I'm used to, obviously. I have a lot of experience with heads up, but this guy was annoying to play against, I guess. Like he min 3-betting and like, and obviously you can't like really fold to a min 3-bet. So it was very bizarre to play this guy, and he's playing a very unique style. So I was trying to play more like theory oriented. And then I realized I was calling off like way too many of his bets, even if they were really good bluff catchers. And I had to adapt pretty quickly, and our heads up match was pretty long. And at one point, he took the lead by like, I had like a pretty commanding lead. He took the lead, I took the lead, and then it took probably like 100 hands of heads up to kind of figure him out. And it's like, God, if this guy beats me, like, yeah, it's not about the money, it's not about the prestige. It's like, God, I can't lose to this guy. Like, not this guy. I mean, credit to him. I mean, it's a tough style to play against, but plus being the first streamer to ever do it, I thought that was like a pretty cool accolade. Like, being the first to do anything is always, pretty cool. So um, I would say it's one of my better accolades. Yeah, it's if not the best, is quite fun.
Okay.
It's good. It's a really good experience.
Okay, so I'm going to translate briefly what you just said. Donc, je lui demandais un petit peu si ça avait été l'expérience finalement, parce qu'il a une longue carrière derrière lui, et si finalement gagner un bracelet, c'était quelque chose, voilà, le plus bel accomplissement de sa carrière. Il a dit que c'est peut-être pas le meilleur moment, mais c'est clairement un des meilleurs moments de sa carrière. Surtout qu'il était arrivé à Up ensuite contre quelqu'un qui avait 60 ans, il n'avait aucun rythme dessus, il ne comprenait pas trop comment il jouait. il faisait des 3 bêtes un peu bizarres et donc voilà, il avait fait quelques erreurs. À un moment donné, l'autre a repris le lead sur lui, donc il se sentait, donc il a dit c'était même au-delà du prestige ou au-delà de l'argent, je voulais vraiment pas perdre contre lui à ce moment-là, donc voilà, il avait pas mal de pression. Il était en stream aussi, il a twitché toute la session, c'était une immense un très très long stream du coup, et le heads-up a duré plus d'1 heure. Et donc voilà, c'était assez stressant, mais en même temps, c'était une belle expérience de pouvoir partager ça en stream et d'avoir quand même l'expérience comme ça du stream, même si c'était pas les WSOP en live, mais c'était quand même une très très belle expérience, c'est clair. And yeah, even if it was not like the usual WSOP in Vegas, it was still a great experience because you were experiencing the live stream. And
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing you just have to. I just exit on my own stream. Usually I'm very engaging with people that come in, but when there's 2,000 people in there, you can't read messages. It's good sweat for everybody. Of course you're gonna have people anti-sweating or whatever, but mainly it was just a lot of positivity. I mean, I have a lot of really nice people that were rooting me on, but it's just you can't keep up. You have to just stay focused. I pretty much do this always when I'm at an FD. Regardless of the size, I try to just stay in tune because that's obviously where all the equity is. So regardless of the buy-in or anything, I think it's really important to, I'm a poker player first, and a streamer or ACR pro second. So I need to, do my job, and then we can talk. I can discuss things after that.
Non, parce qu'il disait que ça reste un joueur de poker avant tout et un streamer ensuite. Et que donc il doit d'abord, c'est la partie la plus difficile des fois quand on stream, c'est de ne pas perdre son focus sur son jeu et de pas trop focus non plus sur le stream, à répondre à tout le monde et à regarder trop le chat. Ça peut être un peu un piège. Donc voilà, c'est un joueur avant tout. Et donc voilà, mais il a reçu c'était extrêmement positif. Il avait plein de super retours et c'était très encourageant quand tu es en train de jouer, de voir que des gens t'encouragent. Bon, tu as toujours des haters qui vont arriver sur le chat pour dire des trucs pas sympas, mais globalement, ça fait vraiment plaisir d'être encouragé comme ça. Mais toute la difficulté, c'est de savoir rester concentré quand même sur son jeu et pas trop non plus se laisser emporter par le stream, quoi. And yeah, as I said, you also created the poker coaching website, Elite Poker Coaching. So how was it? Like, what are the most challenging things when you're trying to create a poker website today, where there is a really like competitive poker world today?
Right. So I found with poker coaching, the one thing I think that I've lost, that I think everyone has lost really, over the last 10 years when I first entered in, poker really hard in like 2009, 11-ish years ago, there was a big sense of community. Everyone would talk strategy, but now it's kind of broken off to a bunch of subcategories or like elite groups of people, 3 or 4 friends, or maybe up to 10 groups. I found that the community sense had been lost. So I wanted to create a community where people are very supportive, regardless if you're low stakes or high stakes. And that's basically what we've done. And that's why I think people really like Elite Poker Coaching. Plus, we have some of the, Graph Ganger and guys like Elliot, Grew the DGen, I don't know. But every one of our coaches, I don't think there's one that hasn't made like 500,000 profit last year or something like that. So out of the 9 coaches. But the Discord alone is, just the hand histories. There's just from the lab section, we pretty much studied together. Over the last week, I just put in like 3 or 4 hours a day of running sims in there and showing people how to run sims and kind of explaining the theory behind everything. I'm like a huge poker nerd, so I love teaching. That's the thing. I just love teaching people. I love people saying, I love others succeeding. I don't care if they play the same stakes as me, because that just makes me work harder, right? So hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So, and I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think most people work hard enough. So.
Non, je lui demandais pourquoi exactement il avait commencé cette idée autour de Elite Poker Coaching, et c'était un milieu très compétitif aujourd'hui dans le milieu du coaching, donc comment est-ce qu'il s'en sortait un petit peu, et donc il a dit que lui, quand il avait commencé le poker, il trouve qu'il y avait cet esprit vraiment d'équipe, de communauté dans le poker qui s'est un peu perdu au fil des ans. Et qu'aujourd'hui, le problème, c'est qu'il y a des petites communautés, mais c'est très divisé, beaucoup plus divisé qu'avant. Et ça va être plus des sous-catégories. Tu discutes avec 3-4 de tes potes, peut-être des groupes de 10, mais il n'y a pas cet esprit de communauté qu'il y avait avant, que ça s'est un petit peu perdu. Et c'est ça qu'il voulait retrouver en faisant un site de coaching. C'était voilà, que qu'importe les niveaux, les gens échangent plus en fonction, qu'importe le niveau des bains, etc. Et que donc il a réuni une super équipe de coachs autour de lui, dont il est super content. Il pense qu'il n'y en a pas un seul qui a fait moins de 500K l'année dernière. Il y avait Tim Riley aussi, par exemple, qu'on a interviewé il y a quelques mois. Donc voilà, c'était plus pour retrouver cet esprit-là. Ils ont une énorme chaîne Discord où tout le monde discute, et ça, c'est un peu ça qu'il aimait, et que lui, il a toujours adoré enseigner. Il aime quand les gens gagnent, même si c'est des gens qui jouent au même niveau que lui, les mêmes stakes que lui, mais voilà, c'est quelqu'un qui aime voir les autres gagner, qui aime voir les autres apprendre. Et il dit, je pense pas qu'aujourd'hui, les gens apprennent assez. Personne ne travaille assez vraiment, assez son jeu, quoi, encore. So yeah, I was trying to translate briefly. It's not always.
Sorry. My answers are pretty long. I'm
No,
surprised you remember everything.
We had way to work, so don't worry about that. And how would you choose, like, how to be a good coach? How did you choose your coach?
Coaches that I look for are people that have a lot of drive, a lot of people that are both, because I think what the best players, I think the best players are both intuitive. I think they have have a lot of experience. They can't just be pure theory. They can't be obviously you can't be pure exploitative. That's not a thing. You have to have a fine balance of knowing a very good understanding of theory, but also being able to adapt to your opponents and being able to deviate very quickly on the spot. Much like what I had to do with the guy heads up is, because I'm so used to studying theory and stuff, that you have to be able to adapt to, because running even though it's like your perfect combo to run triple barrel bluff against this person, it would be like a terrible bluff, right? But and then against a really good player, it'd be like a great bluff. So you have to quickly learn, how to adapt. Now, obviously, you have to have a lot of hands over time to do this, but at the highest stakes, when 1Ks are only getting 50, 70, 100 people or whatever, you can accumulate hands pretty quickly on everyone and find a kind of leak bust. I do a lot of player studies, reports, and stuff like that to see where people are leaking and use that against them.
Je lui demandais c'était quoi un petit peu ses critères, comment il choisissait des coachs pour son site. Donc il dit qu'on ne peut pas avoir un coach qui est uniquement, bien sûr il faut que ce soit des gens qui connaissent très bien le jeu d'un aspect théorique, mais que si on se base uniquement là-dessus, c'est pas la bonne solution. Il faut des gens qui soient aussi intuitifs et qui sont capables de s'adapter. Avec ça, c'est aussi important voilà, que lui, il n'aurait pas gagné son bracelet s'il avait vu que d'un côté théorique du jeu. Et que si on ne sait pas s'adapter aussi à l'adversaire qu'on a en face de soi, on ne saura pas être un bon coach, on ne saura pas bien jouer. Donc, il y a plus des coachs qui sont comme ça, capables de s'adapter très rapidement. Donc voilà, en gros, c'est ça. Je crois que j'ai loupé quelques trucs, mais c'était ça.
Non, ça va, t'es bien. T'es
Non,
pas mal.
ça va, ouais. And yeah, I had a question because on an interview, and you also said it previously, that you're really like a huge poker nerd and you love to study a lot. And so when you started poker, PO didn't exist and all those tools didn't exist, but now you really focused a lot on working on PO, running scenes. So what do you think it's the future of the game with that? Like, how do you manage to balance between also like
I go through phases. Basically, I've never had a problem studying. Like a short study day for me might be 1 or 2 hours. Right now, I'm probably putting in something like 6 hours a day. But this is because mainly the fitness bet and all that stuff. I basically am taking a break from poker, and all day I'm just doing fitness stuff and running sims. And I'm in the lab. The lab is part of our Discord with Lead Poker Coaching, where people can see my screen. They come in there, we talk strategy. I show them why certain suits are bluffing, why certain hands are bluffing, the theory behind betting, and it's very interactive. It's very engaging. It gives that sense of community. And when people don't understand, especially the lower stakes players, there's plenty, and there's plenty of higher stakes players in there as well. It's very easy to engage and explain. I think that's what makes a good coach. A good coach is being able to explain to the lowest stakes guys in a kind of a simplified manner. You don't have to use a lot of technical jargons in poker. I think that's like kind of a dumb thing to do. A lot of people would like to use these, these really annoying words that are just like kind of make you seem, you know, dumb in my opinion. Like I don't think it's like a thing. Like you know, it's very easy to explain your thought process without actually having to use this crazy technical jargon. It doesn't make sense to me. But I think that's what separates very good coaches from guys that are just trying to sound smart. Um, being able to attend to every level of poker.
Non, il disait que oui, il avait passé énormément de temps à étudier tous les PIO, faire des sims, il fait pas mal de simulations, etc. Il essaie d'expliquer beaucoup ça à ses élèves parce qu'il y a plein de joueurs qui ne comprennent pas encore. Enfin, c'est des techniques qui peuvent être assez complexes de utiliser PIO, c'est pas forcément facile. Perso, j'ai essayé, j'ai vu ta vidéo aussi d'ailleurs sur Kill Tilt.
Tu regardes mes vidéos? Oh putain, alors là, ça me fait tellement plaisir, t'imagines pas.
Donc, c'est pas quelque chose d'évident. Et il dit que bon, il passe beaucoup de temps à expliquer ça aux gens, à montrer aussi sur les streams comment ça fonctionne, etc. Là, en ce moment, il a un bet, on va en parler. Donc, il est à fond sur le fitness, donc on va en parler pour ça. Donc, il a moins de temps pour étudier. Mais que c'est ça qui fait la différence entre un bon coach et un coach qui sait trouver les bons mots, qui sait se mettre au niveau de son étudiant, et qu'il y en a beaucoup qui essayent d'expliquer des mots avec des mots super compliqués et tout, juste pour paraître intelligent, que c'est pas la bonne solution, que tu peux expliquer les choses simplement et faire comprendre comment ça marche, tout ce qui est PIO, etc., JTO, sans utiliser des mots savants, et que c'est ça qui fait un bon coach, c'est quelqu'un qui sait expliquer avec des mots normaux. And yeah, as you said, like you're having a bet right now, so you're spending a lot of time doing fitness.
Yeah.
So, are you used to do like a lot of bets like that? Like
I bet on everything.
And what was your craziest bet ever?
Oh God, I bet on everything. You guys are actually privileged. I'm probably the worst UFC bettor in the history of UFC. I think I've probably bet 1,000 matches. I think I've won 8 total. I've also bet on Connor this weekend. I bet on Hooker, of course. Why not? I bet on everything. It doesn't matter who I bet on. I swear I make them lose. The only bets I actually win are Khabib bets, but I don't think he's beatable since he grew up fighting bears. The toughest challenge I think so far, this is probably the toughest one because I had to go from literally just eating shit food, gaining a bunch of weight in December. I used to be a little bit skinnier. And then we were doing push-up where we were all on the beach. And of course, we're all betting on how many push-ups everyone can do. And I started off with 7. And I didn't think I could actually do 7. I actually thought I could do like 3 or 4. But I've been lifting my whole life. And, we're probably up to my max right now. This was, let's see, 17 days ago. We made this bet. The very next day, I did 2 sessions of cardio. I started off with 5 push-ups, like 5 or 6 times a day, and now I'm at like 20 push-ups, maybe 7 times a day. So I can probably maybe max out at like 30. I have to get to 50, but I'm putting in a lot of work. I'm down 25 pounds since the bet in 17 days, which is great. Of course, a lot of that's going to be water weight and stuff at first, but I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling good. But it feels good to feel good. Like I wake up with a ton of energy. I'm able to sit longer hours. I don't have any pains when I wake up. Actually very excited to work out. Like it's becoming almost like if I don't jog or do like my cardio, I get kind of like anxious. So I find it very therapeutic to actually work out, and it's I haven't felt that way since probably high school. I was 310 pounds at one point my freshman year in high school. Then I got down to 185. I don't know what that is in kilograms, but
Less than half.
yeah, like 2.2 to 1, right? And I kept that off for a very, very long time until I played poker, and then I went to college, and of course, poker, drinking, pizza, all that stuff. So. But this time the weight's staying off because now this is a habit at this point. It's a lifestyle.
Non, parce que je lui demandais si c'était un habitué des bêtes et si c'était quelqu'un qui faisait beaucoup de paris, de trucs comme ça. Et donc il a dit que oui, il bête un petit peu sur tout. C'est le pire betteur de UFC, certainement, parce qu'il a parié sur plus de 1000 matchs et il en a gagné que 8. Donc, c'est très, très.
Ah oui.
Ouais, c'est ça. Donc,
Pas un ratio de ouf.
Non.
Même si tu cliques au hasard, normalement,
Ouais,
c'est...
même au pif, normalement, tu fais un miracle.
Et il avait fait le bet sur
McGregor, ouais, cette semaine, ouais.
McGregor contre
Il a fait
Poirier.
une bonne sieste.
Perdu aussi. Et donc, il a dit les bets, tout ce qui concerne l'UFC, c'est vraiment pas mon truc. Et là, il a fait un bet récemment, ça fait 17 jours. Donc, ça, c'est à Playa del Carmen, parce qu'ils étaient tous sur la plage en train de boire des bières. Ils ont commencé à parier.
Vas-y, pétez-nous votre bonheur à la tête. Vas-y, pétez-nous la plage, l'alcool. Et vas-y.
They're really like upset about like being on the beach and drinking beers and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's quite freeing here, as you know. So.
No, we don't know.
No, we don't know. No.
Hey, I have a spare bedroom if you want to come visit.
Ici, we are cloud in the sky and a small apartment, and we can't get out.
Okay. But you guys can't leave. You guys can't leave France at all.
Because he's pro.
Yes, they can leave, but there is a lockdown at 6 p.m.
Yeah, it's like a lockdown here, you know.
Wait, but you can't leave countries at all. Like if you wanted
yes,
to come to Mexico.
Yes, we
just
can.
come.
The problem we don't have any money.
We don't have money.
I'm not gonna charge you. Just come stay. I got a spare bedroom. Who cares? You know, It's a great place. It's a great place.
Et donc il a fait un pari parce qu'il a dit qu'il a gagné pas mal, enfin il a pris pas mal de poids dernièrement en décembre, que voilà, il avait la vie classique du joueur de poker qui fait pas trop attention, manger des pizzas, etc. Donc il a pris pas mal de poids et que donc il a un bet donc sur un mois de réussir à faire 50 pompes d'affilée d'ici 2 ou 3 semaines. Donc là il a commencé il y a 17 jours.
Attends, 50 pompes d'affilée comme ça, genre en mode.
Yeah. 50 push-ups.
Combien il faut gagner pour faire ça?
Straight.
How much is the bet for the 50 push-ups?
It's not a lot of money. It's more it's really not like a lot of money. It's more the people that, one of the most motivating things in life is when people tell me you can't do something. I use that as fuel. That's like it doesn't matter if it was $100 or 50K. Okay. I would treat it the exact same way because when for example, if I'm doing like a really hard workout, like maybe 40 minutes swimming or something like that, the first 10 minutes suck, right? Like you start to like, oh, fuck, like this, I have 30 more minutes to go. You're just kind of thinking in your head, like after lap after lap, it's like, the pain, it hurts. But you have to turn this pain into pleasure. And you kind of go in this like therapeutic or the hypnotic state. And it's kind of what I've been able to do. Same with food. Instead of looking at like a burger or a pizza, which I would always be like, oh, that's what I would get, right? Now I just eat fish or chicken or shrimp or something like that. I'm on the low carb diet, so I don't eat anything breaded.
Yes, so it's an improve of your global lifestyle. So not
exactly. It's not just it's just not a bet, right? Like this is so much more. Like after the 50 push-ups and all that stuff, this is just a lifestyle. After this is I'll probably give a free roll if I ever get over a certain weight again, because this is a lifestyle. I'm not going to lose 40 or 50 pounds and then give it back. It would be such a waste of time. It would just be such a waste. The money's not irrelevant. It's about the discipline that I've had to teach myself. I think a lot of that comes with poker. I think that's the only way I was able to flip how I think about things with the work ethic in poker.
So the main goal is to improve yourself.
Exactly. I had a really bad December and I was spiraling out of control, and some traumatic things happened and I was spiraling out of control, and I said, all right, get your fucking head out of your ass, quit being a pussy, and fix yourself. So work on your mental health, and you work on your physical health. And so I basically took all of July, because once I start playing bad poker, then I know there's something wrong. And for like the beginning of July or beginning of December, I was playing a lot of poker and I was just playing like shit. I was like, what am I doing? Like, this is such a waste of my time, you know? And if you're not playing well in like 1Ks and stuff, then you're just lighting money on fire. So I just, thankfully I'm like pretty hyper aware of when I'm kind of out of it. And obviously I had a lot of friends and support to get through it. But I finally realized, look, let's harden up a little bit. let's go back to our roots. Sometimes you have to take these breaks. Sometimes you have to get back to your roots and find out what is, if you don't have your mental health, you have nothing. So everything else will crumble under that. It's kind of almost like a pyramid, right? If you don't have the foundation down, everything will crumble. And that was just what was happening just very rapidly in December. And so I said, let's fix this, let's get our core base, and then let's work out from there.
Non, il disait qu'au final, l'argent, c'était pas le plus important dans le bet. Il était dans une spirale assez, dans un cercle vicieux depuis le mois de décembre et un peu avant, et que du coup, c'était aussi l'occasion de retomber un petit peu sur ses pieds, de retrouver un bon chemin et de se dire, bon, ok, maintenant, je me donne un coup de pied au cul et je me lance et j'arrête tout ça. Et que quand tu te rends compte aussi que tu commences à mal jouer, c'est que clairement, ton mental n'est pas là et il faut vraiment travailler là-dessus. Et quand tu te rends compte que sur des tournois à 1K, par exemple, tu les joues mal, c'est comme si tu jetais de l'argent par les fenêtres, clairement. Et que si tu n'as pas la base, et la base, c'est vraiment le mental, tout le reste s'effondre, quoi. Tu peux avoir la technique, mais si tu n'as pas le mental, de toute façon, ça ne marchera pas. Et que faire ce bet, c'était aussi l'occasion pour lui de voilà, retrouver le chemin un petit peu, de manger équilibré, de retrouver la motivation. Il est content quand il se lève le matin, il est content quand il fait du sport maintenant, que ça commence vraiment à lui manquer s'il ne fait pas de sport. Ça devient vraiment de retrouver des bonnes habitudes de vie.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Trouver un mental fort aussi.
Restructurer son lifestyle.
Restructurer sa vie, son lifestyle, un petit peu tout. Et que finalement, faire ce bet, quoi qu'il arrive, c'est l'occasion de... Voilà, qu'à la fin du bet, même s'il gagne le bet, le but, c'est pas de... Si tu as perdu 30 kilos et que tu t'es mis à bien manger, le but, c'est pas de tout reprendre et j'arrête tout et je me remets à manger n'importe comment. Donc, c'est vraiment une histoire de mental et de voilà, bien travailler et de travailler les fondations. Voilà. Je ne sais pas si vous avez des questions aussi.
Alors moi j'ai une question, mais je vais attendre un petit peu après.
Alors, on a eu...
Somebody's gonna wait.
C'est laquelle que tu veux? Parce qu'on a eu plusieurs questions dans le chat.
Okay, because I got a few questions in the chat, so I was asking.
What's that, sorry?
Ah, tu peux lui demander, hein. Tu lui poses comment?
Bah, je voulais lui demander s'il avait entendu parler du scandale du moment.
Yeah, in the chat, they were asking if you heard about what happened with Winamax Pro recently and what you or other people in your community.
I read into it a little bit. It was just multi-counting, right? The way I've always seen it was a multi-counting. Is that what was happening, or is there collusion and stuff like that? The way I've always seen cheaters.
The multi-accounting. That the scandal is.
Yeah. So look, I'm an ACR pro, so I have to deal with these kind of things a lot. And I get messages about ACR just had a really good hire. With Randy Lewis, played more poker than pretty much anyone. He was a Stars pro for many, many years, cash game player. He's the new head of security. And I've talked with the CEO, Phil, is probably like the world's coolest CEO. And we discuss these things, and there's no room for cheating. It's fucking ridiculous to me that people find the need to cheat to win at poker. It's ridiculous. I think it's the dumbest concept. If you have to cheat to win at poker, you're not fucking working hard enough. And that's my mentality, is always, I'm not some savant. I'm not some above average intelligence. Actually, I would think I would probably be below average intelligence. However, I probably work 6 times harder than the regular person, so I can propel myself. That's cheating or collusion or doing any of that stuff is obviously that should be lifetime banned. You should be banned. You should be ashamed. You should be called out by the community. I don't know who this was exactly, but whoever it was, it doesn't matter who it was. It could be my best friend. It's a pathetic way. It's a pathetic way to play the game, and you should just be ashamed of yourself. And to make the conscious effort of cheating and knowing you're cheating is even worse. I mean, it would be like stealing from someone and know you're stealing. It's just like it's just not a thing. It's just like, just get better and then beat people in money. Then beat people out of their money. Don't fucking have 2 accounts and do, squeeze or cheat or however you're just colluding. It's just stupid. It's just dumb. Just shows me you don't know what you're doing.
Non, il disait que oui, ils en ont entendu
pas
parler.
Content, hein.
Lui, d'autres gens. Non,
il était vénère, ouais.
Mais il est aussi,
il a raison. Hein.
Il est aussi sponsorisé par ACR, donc America Card Room. Donc c'est un problème qu'il connaît, qu'il a pas mal travaillé avec Randy Lou, qui était un des plus gros joueurs de la room.
Nanonoko, pour ceux qui ne connaissent pas le nom.
Et qui travaille à améliorer la sécurité du site. Donc, ils en ont beaucoup parlé en interne de ça. Et il a dit que pour lui, c'est quelque chose voilà, il est très, très dur par rapport à ça. Il a dit qu'il n'y a pas de place pour les tricheurs, que ce soit du multi-accounting ou de la collusion. C'est la même chose, c'est de la triche. Et que si tu as besoin d'utiliser des procédés comme ça pour gagner, tout simplement, c'est que tu n'as pas ta place dans le poker.
C'est que tu es une merde, quoi, un peu. Hein.
Ouais, oui, il n'a pas dit ça. Non,
mais pas loin.
Et que donc, non, ça n'a pas sa place. Surtout que voilà, en tant que sponsorisé, lui, il connaît aussi ce qu'il est sponsorisé. Donc voilà, c'est des choses qui n'ont pas leur place et que ça veut dire tout simplement, travaille plus dur ton jeu. Et qu'il a dit, je me sens pas comme quelqu'un de supérieur aux autres ou plus intelligent. Pas du tout, c'est pas du tout ça que je suis en train de dire. Mais c'est juste que j'ai travaillé peut-être beaucoup 6-7 fois plus que la plupart des gens et que pour moi, gagner au poker, c'est là-dessus. Ça se base sur le travail. Et que, voilà.
Du coup, on nous pose une question sur ACR, donc la room sur laquelle il est sponsorisé. Dans le chat, on nous dit, donc on parle bien d'ACR, la room sur laquelle Joe Ingrams avait dénoncé un nombre de bots hallucinant. Et justement, où est-ce que ça en est cette histoire? Donc, moi, j'étais pas au courant, donc du coup, s'il peut nous en parler.
Je savais pas non plus. Yeah, someone on the chat asked, like, ACR had an issue about Joe Ingram
about what?
About a lot of bots that were used on ACR, or is that, I don't know.
I've gotten so many suspected bots banned. They're constantly ahead of the curve when it comes to bots. They're always, this is why people worry about, like, they're always doing some kind of update, but all their updates are related to bots. Randy Liu being on the case is a massive improvement. He's just going to be a god tier security. I'm also on top of it. People report things to me. I'm more so, I will look into collusion and stuff like that. Obviously, I've been playing for a long time, so if something's very suspicious, I've also had people banned as well. If it's just that obvious, then like I said, there's no room for this shit. Especially at higher stakes when, maybe at 50 or 1K only gets 50, 70 guys. If there's, 5 guys cheating or whatever, these guys need to go. And Phil is very quick to act on these kind of things, and they will get banned immediately and permanently. And it's a very strict policy about this. And as for bots and stuff like that, that's getting fixed every day. And a lot of bots have been banned. There's, I would say they're probably one of the best companies in regards to being ahead of the curve. This is why you see, actually, they're one of the newest updates that's coming out. We have an ACR Pro meeting every week, and we have a lot of exciting news coming. There's a lot of big names joining. I can't say, but you guys will definitely know the names joining the ACR Pro team. Big names, but we cover all these different topics in the ACR Pro meetings, right? And I don't want to actually say what's going to be happening to prevent bots pretty much permanently, but what's going to be happening is going to pretty much eliminate anything if they're not already eliminated. So.
Non, il dit que c'est une question sur laquelle ils ont énormément travaillé, qu'ils continuent à énormément travailler, que depuis que Randy Lou a pris la tête du service, justement, par rapport à ça, il y a eu des améliorations énormes qui ont été faites sur le site, qu'ils ont des mises à jour tout le temps, toutes les semaines, qu'ils ont déjà ban des tas de bots et qu'ils continuent à en faire régulièrement, et que lui aussi regarde aussi tout ce qui est problème de collusion, etc., surtout sur des high stakes, et que c'est des choses qu'ils arrivent à beaucoup plus à bien repérer maintenant, et que voilà, ils continuent à ban des gens et qui sont très à cheval sur tous ces principes-là. Et il a dit, je ne peux pas venir, ce qui arrive aussi bientôt, mais il y a une énorme amélioration du site qui va arriver très, très prochainement, qui va vraiment régler ce problème de façon définitive normalement. Et qu'il y a aussi de grandes nouvelles qui vont arriver pour le site, qu'ils ont signé des pros, voilà, des grands noms bientôt qui vont annoncer sur le site. Donc voilà, c'est un problème qu'ils ont vraiment voilà, réglé et qui continue à améliorer de jour en jour.
One other thing I want to add to that is I think ACR has gotten a bad rep from guys like Ingram or other big outlets. If you don't know the back end of what's going on, you probably should keep things to yourself. I know what's going on in the back end. I am able to see the hand histories. I'm able to see what's going on and talk with Phil regularly about these kind of things. And a lot of this is more so a bad stigma than it is actual proof. And people kind of listen to whatever, because for some reason in this world, everyone has an opinion in poker, and most of them don't need to post their opinions because they're essentially worthless. They just read off one thing. Maybe they want clout. I'm never going to understand why people want clout in poker. But they just say one thing. They want to have an opinion. Everyone wants to have a voice on Twitter, apparently. So if you don't actually know what's going on, just keep your fucking mouth shut. Because there's no other way to put it. I mean, not to be brash, but know what you're talking about before you make an opinion. In my opinion.
That was pretty clear. Donc il a dit en gros, c'est ça qui l'énerve aussi un peu, c'est qu'il y a beaucoup de gens maintenant, voilà, que le site ACR a souffert un petit peu de mauvaise presse, mais pour des choses qui étaient infondées, par exemple ce que Ingram s'est mis à dire, mais que quand tu connais pas le dessous du site, enfin quand tu connais pas ce qui se passe réellement derrière, que tu n'as aucune idée réelle, que tes opinions sont sans fondement ou sans aucune preuve, tu ferais mieux de te la fermer. En gros, c'est exactement ça qu'il a dit. Et que c'est ça le problème aujourd'hui, c'est que tout le monde un petit peu balance son opinion comme ça, et ensuite c'est repris sur Twitter par un peu tout le monde qui devient trop facilement juge de plein de choses sans rien connaître. Et que voilà, c'est un petit peu ça qui se passe aujourd'hui, et qu'en gros, si tu sais pas réellement de quoi tu parles et que tu n'as pas réellement de preuves ou de choses à montrer, et que c'est juste une opinion comme ça, juste ferme-la.
Voilà. J'ai une dernière question par rapport au room justement aux États-Unis. On a vu cette semaine, je crois que c'était ce week-end d'ailleurs, que les États, en gros, qui avaient commencé à légaliser le jeu, peuvent maintenant du coup coopérer entre eux, et qu'en gros, en gros, que ça commence à vraiment se réouvrir de façon globale aux États-Unis. Est-ce qu'il est plutôt confiant sur ce processus, et est-ce qu'il est confiant aussi sur le fait que on pourra revenir à une époque où le monde entier va pouvoir rejouer ensemble, comme c'était l'époque en 2010 avant qu'il y ait le Black Friday, quoi.
Yeah, there was another question on the chat that recently it's it's possible for the poker rooms to entre États.
Ouais, en gros, c'est là il y a eu des assouplissements sur la loi, et qu'en gros tous les États en fait qui ont été ouverts pour le moment peuvent maintenant déjà travailler ensemble. Donc en fait ça arrive petit à petit, quoi.
That reopened online poker can now work together. So it's a big improvement for like online poker in the US. So are you really hopeful for that, like that poker in the US, online poker are really gonna reopen? And do you have hope for a future like it was before, with online poker being able to play worldwide?
I think these things take a lot of time, and usually it's statewide. I know they did the Wire Act, and that was just for sports betting or whatever. So it's not for they took it away from poker, which I think banning poker is just ridiculous in the first place. You can play the lottery, but you can't play poker. That's pretty laughable. I think it'll come back, but I think it's going to be one of those things that are quite slow. I mean, America, we do a lot of, America is just not the most, people think America's, maybe not a non-corrupt country. America's just as corrupt as most countries. It's just we're better at hiding it. I mean, you're seeing what's going on with the stock market. Like, this is just ridiculous. It's amazing. What's Blockbuster going up 500%? They have like one store in Oregon or stuff like that. And then Wall Street actually postponing. I mean, that's just a scam, right? So there's a lot of things that are going on. Now for poker, I would assume they would want it back, right? Because it's quite a good tax revenue. It's also been ruled a state of a skill game in a New York court. So I don't see. But the thing is, like, a lot of states. I just moved from Las Vegas to Mexico. You can play all the gambling you want in Las Vegas, but you can't buy a lottery ticket. So, or you can't do any DraftKings or anything like that, where there's a lot of skill in DraftKings as well. but you can go to the casino. So obviously it's state by state kind of.
Non, ouais, il dit que c'est des choses qui vont prendre énormément de temps, que ouais, c'est des processus assez compliqués, comme c'est État par État qui décident de leur loi. À New York, par exemple, ça a été décrété que c'est un jeu vraiment de skills. Et donc, en fait, ça dépend, c'est vraiment État par État. Il est assez confiant, il dit, pour moi, il n'y a pas de raison que ça finisse pas par réouvrir globalement aux États-Unis parce que c'est tellement aussi un milieu qui peut rapporter énormément en taxes que je vois pas pourquoi ils continueraient à l'interdire. Mais c'est juste que ça va prendre énormément de temps. Il dit il y a plein de gens qui s'imaginent que des fois les États-Unis c'est mieux sur plein de choses. Il dit alors qu'en fait non, pas du tout. C'est juste qu'aux États-Unis ils savent mieux cacher un petit peu toutes les merdes. Il dit comme Wall Street, voilà, c'est que du scam, que comme voilà, il y a plein de trucs pour cacher tes taxes et tout, etc. Enfin que voilà, que c'est.
Bah, on a eu une question là-dessus dans le chat. Ce sera ma dernière, je te promets. Mais c'est une question du coup politique, mais c'est assez intéressant. En gros, on lui demande est-ce que. Alors, je vais extrapoler un petit peu la question. Donc, ça part de est-ce que Trump a eu un effet néfaste sur le poker aux États-Unis? Et du coup, est-ce que. J'extrapole un peu. Est-ce que. En parlant juste de poker, hein, pas rien d'autre en termes de politique ou quoi. Mais en gros, est-ce que Trump, en fait, était vraiment néfaste? Est-ce que Biden va être du coup plus positif sur le poker ou pas?
Someone in the chat was asking if Trump was being a bad thing for poker. And do you think that Biden is going to have a more positive impact for the future of poker in the US? Only about poker, not politic views.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Trump had any effect on poker. I don't think that was part of his plan, or I didn't think that was like one thing that I think he was just neutral, right? Like he didn't have a stance on it. I just don't think that was ever going to go through with Trump. Now, will Biden make something? Well, the Wire Act is a big thing, right? So I guess he already has. I mean, he's already done more than Trump in that regards. So it's a state by state basis thing. So I do think poker will eventually come back to America, and I pray, because you guys don't have the ability to play on WSOP.com, but it is like the softest site of all time. I pray that it opens up to all of the states because Americans are pretty notoriously bad at poker. So for it to be worldwide again, that would just be the dream. I would be playing a lot. I'd be playing a lot of poker, and the yearly EV would be pretty wild for everyone that has been playing for a very long time and study hard. So.
Non, il dit qu'il ne pense pas que Trump ait vraiment eu un impact négatif sur le poker, enfin, qu'il ne s'est pas passé grand-chose au niveau poker sous la présidence de Trump, mais que déjà avec Biden, le Wire Act, qui redonne le choix aux États, je crois que c'est ça, je ne suis pas très sûre.
Ouais, c'est ça, ouais. C'est ce que j'ai compris en tout cas.
Donc c'est déjà en peu de temps, ça fait déjà beaucoup plus que c'est déjà une très belle avancée pour le futur du poker aux États-Unis, que donc il espère vraiment il dit on peut pas jouer sur les WSOP nous en Europe, mais que c'est le site le plus soft du monde et que c'est magnifique de jouer sur les WSOP. Donc il espère vraiment que ça va être ouvert à tous les États-Unis puisque ce serait absolument magnifique, étant donné que voilà, qui dit que les joueurs aux États-Unis ont un niveau quand même assez faible. Donc ce serait vraiment un site magnifique sur lequel jouer.
Bah, puis WSOP, c'est la marque la plus connue, donc forcément c'est une marque qui parle et les gens ils vont aller jouer dessus.
It would be like really amazing to be able to play everywhere.
Yeah, you guys would like the site.
Yeah.
Americans are really bad. Yeah.
Don't say that. So European players come to play in WSOP.com.
That's okay. Bring them on. But as
very last question, because I know you have a coaching after.
That actually got postponed, so I can go a little bit longer. But
yeah, you said like when you moved right after the Black Friday, you were living in Vegas, and so then you moved to Mexico, and that it was actually the best decision for you in your poker career. So how was it a key moment for you to improve like your game and everything in your career?
Well, back in the day, right? I happened to become friends with I met one of my best friends, Sam, in college, and then Black Friday happened, and I actually made a bet with my mom to drop out of college. I basically went to college to play poker, and I told her, I was like, look, Mom, I'm making more money in poker than I ever am going to in some kind of business job. This is my sophomore year of college, and I made a bet. It's like she's like, okay, well, she works in a casino as well, and she's like, all right, if you can make 50,000 this semester, you can drop out of college. Well, I wanted something on Stars for like 55,000 that next week, and then the rule was I had to make like 20,000 every quarter after that, or every like 2 months or something, and then I won like another 20,000 next week, and then like a month or two later, Black Friday happened, and I had to, we had to make the decision. I had like 95% of my net worth on Poker Stars. I didn't think that was a thing. I didn't have the foresight to be like, why don't I just cash this out? I was like, I'm good on money, so I don't need to really just leave it in there and play higher and higher. Because I'm a fucking degenerate when it comes to just let it roll, because no one knew what they were doing back then, including me. Like there was no really study tools, maybe just like some reshove stuff, but I would spend a lot of time on 2+2 high stakes form. I talked a lot of poker with Deeb, talked a lot of poker with my other friends. This is what I was saying about the community aspect of poker. Back then, everyone was guessing. Now there's just little PIO groups here and there, or people just running, Monk or Solver or HRC or ICMIs or all day. This is why I wanted to bring back that sense of community, because I miss it, and these little tight knit groups, I think, can all collectively learn from each other. And there's plenty of, there's plenty of ways to improve from each other, and not just do it yourself. And most of my career, I've done it myself. But me helping others is probably like the most gratifying thing. When I get a DM or something, it's like, hey man, I just won 15,000 last night. That's changed my life. Like I can treat my kids, my family to a good Christmas, all this stuff. Like that to me is like the most rewarding thing. It doesn't matter if it lowers my EV. It doesn't matter if it hurts my net, my net overall, or EV on the year and stuff. I really, really care for people and their success, and there's nothing more gratifying than that.
Mhm. Non, parce que je lui demandais, parce qu'il avait dit plusieurs fois dans des interviews qu'il habitait à Vegas à l'époque, et il y a eu Black Friday, et il a déménagé au Mexique. Et il a dit que ça avait été une des meilleures décisions de sa carrière. Donc, je me demandais un petit peu pourquoi. Il a dit que quand il avait commencé à jouer pas mal au poker, c'était au début où il était à l'université, mais que bon, il n'avait pas vraiment de motivation pour être à l'université, comme plein de joueurs de poker. Et que pour lui, donc il avait expliqué à sa mère, écoute, je vais faire plus d'argent au poker que je pourrais faire avec le job que je pourrais avoir à la fin de mes études. Et donc le deal, c'était si tu arrives à faire en un semestre 50 000 $, puisque sa mère travaillait dans l'univers des casinos déjà, donc elle connaissait un peu.
Ah, donc elle connaît.
Ouais, donc si tu arrives à faire 50K en un semestre, tu auras le droit de quitter la fac. Et il a dit la semaine d'après, il a gagné un tournoi sur PokerStar pour 55 000 $.
Putain, la vie facile.
Ensuite, ouais, il devait gagner. Ensuite, le deal, c'était d'arriver à gagner tous les 2 mois, un truc comme ça, 20K, tu vois. Et la semaine d'après, il a fait encore 20K sur un autre tournoi. Donc, en gros, il a pu dire, OK, c'est bon, j'arrête, tu vois. Et que plusieurs semaines, juste à peine un peu plus tard, il y a eu Black Friday. Et que donc c'est à ce moment-là qu'il a déménagé au Mexique. 95% de ce qu'il avait gagné au poker, c'était sur PokerStars. Parce qu'il ne s'était jamais dit, il n'avait jamais pensé à cash out. Il s'était dit, de toute façon, je les laisse là et je vais jouer de plus en plus high stakes. Et voilà. Et il a dit à l'époque, personne ne savait vraiment ce qu'on faisait. Moi non plus, je ne savais pas ce qu'on faisait. Il y avait très peu aussi d'outils pour apprendre le poker. Et c'est pour ça que j'allais beaucoup sur 2+2, que je parlais avec plein de gens, Sean Deep, Samuel Phillips, etc. Et il dit, c'est ça aussi dont je parlais dans l'esprit de communauté qu'il y avait avant dans le poker, qui a un peu disparu aujourd'hui, où les gens apprennent au sein de leur petit groupe d'amis et qu'il n'y a pas cet esprit-là où tout le monde parle ensemble sur des forums à essayer de comprendre un petit peu c'est quoi ce jeu et comment il faut jouer, où tout le monde était un petit peu en train de deviner quels sont les bons moves, et qu'aujourd'hui c'est beaucoup, beaucoup plus sectaire. Et que donc il est parti au Mexique, et c'est comme ça un petit peu que son aventure a commencé, et qu'il a découvert toute une communauté. Donc voilà, c'était un petit peu ça l'histoire. Que bon, il avait 95% de son argent sur PokerStars, mais remonter la pente. Yeah, thank you very much. Like that was a very long interview, like around 1 hour. Thank you for
I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Robert.
I appreciate you guys.
And good luck for you, Bet, for keep working out. And
Yeah.
I have
Come.
another cardio session
You
right
gotta-
after
you
this. I
gotta
Like
gotta
do
go
it.
50
work out.
push-up, my man.
You're
50
gonna do
push-up.
it, man.
I'm
Come
gonna do
on.
it. Yeah, I have a lot of determination. So I'm gonna after this, I'm going to work out again. So I
Yeah.
work out twice a day every day. So
Yeah, but after
uh,
that, just one pizza, and after you work out.
I don't know, man. I look at food differently. I'm gonna party though. I'll tell you that
No,
much.
okay.
I'm gonna.
Okay,
I'm probably
alcohol.
gonna. I'm sure Gail will be there. I saw her her and her boyfriend, Carl, playing tennis yesterday when I was running laps around the track and doing stuff. Um, so yeah, they're playing a little bit of tennis, and I'm pretty bad at tennis, but we'll have to play sometime. But yeah, the day of the bet, I'm gonna wait probably till 11 or something, but I'll probably host a party after that. So of course you're invited.
So yeah,
Um,
I'm
yeah,
gonna let
I posted in our group chat about that.
Bon, bah, Gaël,
Uh,
tu vas nous faire une petite story, hein?
let them know
You're making me so jealous with your French wine, man. I can't. I have this temptation. Oh, it's this poison you're putting in your body.
Come on.
Oh my God, both of you! Stop it! Stop
You
it!
can say fuck yourself. You can say it's French.
We are French. We are
can say
French.
what
We
you want.
actually we sleep with a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Hey, trust me. After this bet, I'll be doing that. But it is a lifestyle. After this, I'll be. I
No,
wanna
it's
get
a good
the
bet.
goal
It's a
weight.
good bet. It's a good bet.
It's a very good
Yeah.
life EV bet for me. So
So yeah, thank you very much. I'm gonna let them know if you want the bet or not, and yeah, and
absolutely.
and good luck for everything and your next
Good luck,
session.
man.
And
Like-
how do I say goodbye in French?
Au revoir. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. All right, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you very much. Bye. Bye.
All right.
Wes. Bye.
All right,
Bye.
guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Eh ben, c'est top. Merci, Yael.
Ben, merci
ouais.
beaucoup, Gaël. Top.
Puis bah voilà quoi.